Thursday is here, and so is another edition of Woodbine Racing Live. It is yours truly, Jeff Brett, joined by my good friend Lisa Blow, as we have 42 races coming your way this week. 8, 11, 12, 11.
And how many more race days left, Jeff?
16
including
race days
tonight.
to go. Now, this might amaze you when I say this. I have never run a marathon before.
No, really?
Really, it's true. But I'm going to feel like it at the end of this program of races that we have here over the next several days.
You know what? We had to alter the post times, which I'm actually really grateful for, and I think the horse people probably feel the same way because, would you rather start a little earlier and finish a little earlier, or start later and finish late? I'd rather start a little earlier. So that's what we're going to do for the Friday program and the Saturday program, not the Sunday program though. So we're going to have to kind of keep you in the loop on what's going on as far as post times are concerned.
So this is for all the fans and for Lisa and Roberts.
Yes, mine's already entered into my phone. I proved it to you. So I know what time I have to leave the house, everything.
So tomorrow, first race post time will be at 3 p.m. and then Saturday we get underway at 12 p.m. And I saw somebody on the website X ask, why are they changing post times when they have lights? Well, this is to thank the horse people, because don't forget we've had construction here at Woodbine all season long, which means the track has had shorter hours and it's earlier. So these poor grooms and trainers have been getting up very, very early.
Yeah,
so,
3 o'clock in the morning for so many people, and it gets a little old after a while. I mean, I was thinking too, I'm assuming that maybe this week will be the last week, maybe next week that we'll see some of the bigger outfits that normally head down south. They're probably starting to think about the warmer weather.
I think Steve Flint's gone. I saw that Terry Neagle and Steve Owens, they're gone.
They did say they were going to go early,
So I know some people have left, and the championship meet at Gulfstream gets underway, and then I think Thanksgiving weekend.
Right, which is
next weekend.
The next weekend. Yeah. And then I was starting to look through, you got to watch those Bill Theranos horses too, because Bill will be headed down south for the winter, and I see, there's some that are making the cut for Florida and some that are maybe not making the cut for Florida as well.
I am really, really angry at Elisa today, really angry, because she brought soup in and it smells so good, and I'm so hungry right now.
Wait, I told you could have half of it.
I know, but I don't know. No. And what do you think of the new haircut?
I like it.
Yeah.
Jeff went to a new barber. And, this is a man who really likes the regularity of his routine. Yep. So he really stepped out of his comfort zone.
I feel like I look younger.
You do, buddy. You do.
I think I might be Canada's most eligible bachelor.
No. Now we're going to start your new account with a new picture. Likes marathons.
That's right. I like running. Let's take a look at some of the races that we have for everybody to take an eye on here coming up at Woodbine as we start off the teletimer here. You're on the clock, Elisa, and our first topic is going to be the pick 5 with the guaranteed pool here of $50,000, and we will go a distance of 5.5 furlongs in here. I have a lot of questions in this race. I can handle the drop with Old Blondie. I can handle the drop with Prima. It's the tabloid material drop that's throwing me for a loop. You claim the horse for 25 right off the bat, ran for 15. And we see Alan Bill, they'll maybe claim, what would you say, 2 or 3 horses a meet?
Barely any, yeah.
And they drop this one right off the bat.
Why did they claim this horse? It's kind of like, remember when whenever Mark Cassidy and Gary Barber go and claim something, we're like, okay, look it up.
Catherine's Gem, right?
Right, Catherine's Gem. Yeah. Then we look it up and find out, it's got to be related to somebody, there has to be a reason. And Catherine's Gem just didn't have any of those references. This is kind of like the same thing. They claim this horse for $25,000 from Devin Gittins. You don't see Kevin claiming horses at all, because at least in the last, 3-4 weeks, you see him moving horses out of his outfit, whether it be private sales or through claiming, like dropping them from, let's say 25 down in for $10,000, saying, come and get me. But this is just a very interesting claim. Taken for 25, they've waited the 30 days. They're back here for a low tag of $15,000, and you get Pietro. Now, keep in mind, Pietro and Raffi are going to be fighting it out tooth and nail. But here's the thing. Pietro has to try to bank some wins today and tomorrow, because he's headed out of town to go ride Mancetti down in the States. So then Raffi will have a chance to kind of maybe increase some of his wins on that day as well. But just back to tabloid material, I just don't know what the reasoning was behind the claim. But I mean, now here we see this horse in for $15,000. So I went with the 8 over the 7. Super Sunday, and the 9 Super Girl, who goes first, start off the claim. Here's another guy who's been really busy claiming horses, Phil Hall.
Yeah, we kind of see the same way. I went 7-8, you went 8-7 in there. I don't mind Old Blondie. Love you, Lippy. I mean, if the horse can run back to that last race, but I just can't picture a horse winning for 75 and then winning for here.
You know what else I find interesting? He switched up the rider. Now, I get that, obviously Pietro's going elsewhere, but Flores has ridden the horse in the past, and I'm thinking, and Flores is going to Old Blondie because he's kind of the go-to guy now for Drexler. But I told you the other day that this Nelson guy really impressed me on the Thursday night program, like riding horses hard. And then he had a really nice win on, what was that, Friday's program. So I think if you kind of keep your eye out over the cards for the next few days, you're going to see him getting into a lot of barns.
Race number 2, we'll start off that pick 5 with the pool guaranteed at 50. King is the next topic that we'll look at. The King. Who is going to be the king of race number 3? Well, King Rosso. Boy, this is the Alan Bill Welling show.
It might be.
Because we're going to focus in on King Rosso in here. And you and I, we do this thing where we handicap this card so far in advance that when the Thursday actually comes, we kind of forget why we sent in a replays and why we want to talk about horses. But now it's coming back to me because it's the reference to the 3rd place finisher.
Well, so there's that, and I don't really think there's much else in here. Like, I just think, here we are winning a maiden special weight, now we're going to try 40. Like, this is good enough for me. Now, watch this trip. Pietro's on the outside with the unwelling colors and the yellow blinkers, so it's going to be easy to spot. But watch the Chiefswood horse who's getting a pretty aggressive ride here on the outside, and that is Royal Presence. So Royal Presence, out of this race, comes back to win on last Saturday's program in a maiden...
Thursday.
Was it last Thursday?
Yeah, it was the Sean Small horse.
Right, the Sean Smallin horse in a maiden special weight. You're right. Actually, going back to X, I saw so many people congratulating Sean on X and Facebook. Yeah, that's what I said on Thursday night. Hey, who would be mad if Sean Smallin won this race? But King Rosso, he had to kind of duke it out with Hello Stranger. And Hello Stranger's been a fun little horse to watch this season too. And I know he'd been like a professional maiden going into the race. It was his 18th time that was the charm. But who did he hook? Who did he really hook in here? Yeah. I don't think there's anything all that tough. I mean, Holiday Snooze is a horse you could take a look off of the 2nd place effort. Maybe you could look at the Dallos horse, Lonnie's Gamble with Hernandez. Maybe you could look at Sid's horse for Chiefswood, the 7, Yorkton's Honor. But I just think this drop-in almost secures the spot, a really good opportunity to win yet again.
On December 15th, Elisa will be going for a Holiday Snooze.
You betcha.
As the meet will wrap up, and that'll be the Monday after our probably marathon program on the 14th.
Well, we'll probably be working harness.
Probably. It was a good-looking
right
work.
There?
Yeah, you choked me up there by saying that. The work was on November the 9th, and the track was very slow first thing in the morning, and this was one of several that has been claimed by Danny Yu this season. And they've done well here with Holiday Snooze, as a matter of fact.
Hey, you were talking about your new hairdo. You didn't notice my eye infection has gone away.
Oh.
I'm back.
You know what I did notice, though? The equipment changed the blinkers off.
I know, because last week I had to wear my glasses all week.
Yeah.
It was a rough week, buddy.
You know what I've found since I got my cheaters at home?
Yes.
I have to use them more and more now.
Dude, next year, cheaters for you. It'll be fun. We'll both wear them together. Maybe that could be our shtick. Like, we get fun cheaters. You know?
Yeah. We could have a blinkers on segment where you put them on.
We could get those like chains that kind of dangle and drop our glasses.
I had an art teacher, Mrs. Tracy. I'll never forget it. Has anybody seen my glasses? Has anybody seen? Yeah, they're on your head, ma'am. Oh, thank you.
We did a giveaway at Fort Erie one year for opening day. It was a sunglass giveaway, and Rick Cowan, of course, anybody who knows Rick, he's the best. Said, why don't we get the ropes to go around those two?
Absolutely.
So here we were, sitting in the boardroom for hours and hours and hours. Exactly.
4th race, late surge in here. I am finding that Mike Doyle is really dropping some of his runners here in this spot. And not only today, but in the days to come as well. But Malibu Mambo is a little bit wind shy.
Wind shy. Okay, here's the race. Now, you got to tell me, because I think this was a winning trip that Davey gives this horse. But I can't figure out if, how do we say this? If she's a bit shy of the 8 horses stick, So you see, right here, she's going to switch to the outside. And this is the path to win, right? Now, with the 8 horse, you can see that stick is flashing. And I just wonder if she got a little bit, like, uncertain about passing that.
I think the winner is really nice, too.
The winner's nice, sure, but we weren't really making up that much ground. I just wonder, sometimes when they see that flashing stick, they're like, whoa, hold on, I don't want to go past that. And, you know, and he pulled her up rather quickly, too. Didn't give her a
Well, first of all, you're going to give him a
strong gallop.
complex. It's a him.
Sorry. And he's 8 years old, I should know by now. But I mean, I just, you know, and the other question mark is we're transitioning back over to the main track after racing on the dirt, but the synthetic record for this guy is pretty good. So I went to him over the 3. Now the 3 is a interesting story too.
Yeah.
I was going to show you the replay, but I didn't want to kind of scratch at what do you say, like pick at a scab. But I mean, the horse wasn't ready to break. They were trying to fix the bridle on the horse, and the gates opened up, and nobody was really necessarily.
I think he was the favorite on that day.
He was, and then of course I said to you, I'm like, he doesn't have a bridle on.
Yeah.
Right. So you know, whatever.
Unfortunate.
Whatever happened, and now he's back here today. But they had to blow him out after that race, right?
Yep.
So that's October 24th. They go back and they work him on November the 7th, and he works a nice quick 47 and 2. It's the 2 or the 3. It's just 2-3, 3-2.
And all of a sudden, Hernandez shows up, whereas Flores shows up with the other Drexler horse, which I find a little bit interesting. I think the 3 is better than the 8 myself, but we'll see. Race 4, that is the late surge. Non-winners of 2. That'll be the next race that we focus in on here, coming up on this edition of Woodbine Racing Live. Great to have you with us. Hopefully we're having a great Thursday. 6.5 furlongs, 15,000 claimers. These are non-winners of 2 races lifetime, and the theme continues for Mike Doyle, captivating name, you know, taking a big drop down in class. Now, I will say this. I don't think captivating name beat much when he did win.
Yeah.
Back on, what that was, that August 17th. Scudiera and
Where's
Toronto City.
Yeah.
I don't think that field was all that tough on that day. And last time out, you know, War of the Crowd was dropping and Isaac Leo was dropping. Is today the right spot for 15, do you think?
Well, here's the way I looked at it, Jeff. You got speed from the inside with Drake Drive. You got speed from Tiger Town, who's the 2 horse in here, who gets Hernandez taking over for a barn he never rides for. Now, think about it this way. How many times now have you seen Hernandez go over to small outfits?
It's the job title, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah. But I mean, look at what Dissectologist, right?
Yep.
He went over to Russo's barn, grabbed 2 wins off of that horse, boom, right?
Yep.
I mean, this is interesting to see him over at Coriat's barn to ride Tiger Town. So you get speed from the 1 and the 2 and speed from the 7, Sterling Castle. So I was kind of looking for somebody who could sit off and come with a closing effort. That's why I put the 3 in, and I see that Doug's put this horse up on top, and I wonder if he had the same idea as me, that there's quite a bit of speed in here, and it could set up for a horse to come from off of it. Pinboy gets Ryan Munger riding for the first time, which is interesting. And, you know, I think with Pinboy, it's all a mental game with him. We've seen him obviously be saddled outside, but the other thing that we've noticed lately with him is that he's a little funny about going in the gate. I can't remember if last start if they blindfolded him or not, or if they spun him around a few times, but he's been a little bit funny about going in the starting gate, and that might not be a good thing. But I just wonder if he could pick up the pieces.
Could set up nicely for him. And if you're wondering why Davey isn't riding, I think it's because of captivating name. That's why.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that's his barn.
Yep. But Renee runs both of her big horses on today's program of racing, including Pinboy, and we'll get to her other horse a little bit later on the program. Let's get to race number 6 now on the card, though, as we will be going a mile and a 16th in here. Class is going to be the subject in this spot, and I think surface is another subject as well in here, because, you know, like Periwinkle, I think, is way better on turf, although I think the horse could win this race. I think Spun Around doesn't like the grass, and it's going to be happier getting back over to the main track in here.
I'm with you on that on Spun Around, because those workouts, at least the last couple getting ready since the October the 5th race, they're pretty nice works on the main track. Working 5/8 and change, and then another work in 101 getting ready. And they go back to Abley, who's had success with this horse in the past. So I went with the 1 over the 3, Periwinkle. Periwinkle's interesting. We've talked about this so many times, these Pozzanelli claims. Like he'll take a horse for 10 and then raise it way up. And then, sometimes he'll get lucky with them. And we find lately he's been putting them in almost the right spots, if you want to say, where they've been able to get some wins, because you got to get some money. But this guy here, they're going to try 40. They've tried this before for him, and I don't really know if they've hooked a really tough field with these
never missed a check
fillies.
with her.
I know, so that's where Campos goes, and he's become his rider. So it's a 1-3-5 for me.
Yeah, I like the 5. I just think this is a route horse, and last time was in a 7-furlong race, and I just think we'll be happier going around 2 turns. And I like the fact she's a little bit versatile as well. And Pietro has done a lot of good things for Nazawenko. Small sample size, but they have done a lot of good things in there. That's one of the more wide open races, I would say, on the program. And race number 6 on the day, which will start off the late pick 3. That is class. Let's get the high 5 now. And this goes as race number 8. And Robert spoke of the carryover when it comes to jackpot high 5 wager. We're getting to some serious coinage in here.
Enough for you to buy me a Christmas present this year.
Yes. We're at $139,000 plus going in. Now, one barn that had a terrific week last week was the Sinatard outfits.
Oh, they had a winner every day.
Yep, and Tanzanite Lily is going to be their charge in here. And guess what Tanzanite Lily is doing? What all the Sinatard horses have been doing as of late, dropping down in class.
And she's stretching out to go long for the first time. Or sorry, she's not stretching out. She had been going 6.5 and 7. Now she's cutting back to 3/4 here today with the blinkers going on. So the interesting thing I like for her, I like the works, not necessarily the November 5th work, but the work on November 13th is pretty sharp in a minute flat. So I went with the 6 over the 5. She's so Croatian because she's showing as of late she's interested. That race at Fort Erie I think kind of woke her up a little bit. Now she's got some interest again in playing the game. The 8, Sweet Valentine for Minchell. I mean,
she disappointed us last
time. She did. But they're adding the blinkers here today. So, maybe, and they're switching up. They're going to go to Ryan. Ryan's had a lot of success for this barn, Ryan Munger. And then, look, we have exactly the same. The 4, that's a fact. And I went back to Strawberry World, but I mean, hey, give me any horse. I mean, you probably hit the all button.
When you're that far down.
I think the only horse really you could be confident in is probably the 6 and the 5. After that, I think you're going to be hitting all a little bit. 5, 6, 6, 5 kind of is the way that we see it there. Field of 9 for you to choose from there coming up in race number 8. The bad thing for some of these horses is the starts are right up. Like She's So Croatian is start number 13. Amy's Cry is start number 12. You want to get that win before the season does wrap up. But one last point about Tanzanite Lily. I kind of like the fact she's back in against the girls today. Last time she was against the boys. So. I just think the barn's really live right now.
Super live. Yep, no question about that. So let's look at the high 5 segments. Plays of the day. Here we go. And where will Elisa start? What race?
Well, I can't quite remember because we sent these in so many days ago. But yes, tabloid material. That's the horse that Kevin's waited the 30 days on to bring back. Just I'd love to know the story behind it. King Rosso, so I got 2 unwelling horses. I think that horse can repeat. I like the spot for Spun Around, and I like Tanzanite Lily. I don't know why I said stretches out. You guys can change that. That might have been a little bit of the Pinot Grigio talking. You can just put that to maiden score. That's the safe
drop
there.
And pop.
Yeah.
Well, you got lots of things.
Maiden score works for me. Or live barn is another good one. Yeah.
So I'm with you on King Rosso. That's my multi-leg single. My watch list is Ever Dangerous. Not only because of obviously what happened last week, the race prior to that. It's Drop and Pop. It's captivating name. And my best bet's going to come up with a nice nightcap, that being Tanzanite Lily. So we've got you covered there with Tanzanite Lily.
I can't believe I wrote that. And I even wrote it in my program, long. I don't know what I was looking at.
Well, it was the last race.
That's true.
Maybe on to the second glass at that point.
Maybe.
Go Jimmy Go as your beat the favorite, courtesy of the Woodbine TV Prod. Ever Dangerous, that's Ron's best bet of the day. And Spun Around, that's where Doug's going to go as this one gets back over to the main track. Those are our plays of the day. So post times, just a reminder.
Let's remind everybody.
Tomorrow.
Robert, make sure you're listening.
3 p.m.
Okay, so don't forget, so showtime is 2:05.
Yes.
Okay,
Saturday.
Gotcha.
12 p.m. Showtime 11:05.
Got it.
And then we have 1:10 for the Sunday program, which means our show will be at the usual time.
Okay, so that I don't need to change in my
No.
in my schedule on
No.
my phone for all
No.
my alarms to go off.
No, that is true.
It's
Well,
an interesting weekend, you know,
Totally threw me off yesterday
yeah.
when they did that test of the system at 12:55.
Oh, the emergency broadcast.
it's just-
I was having a nap when that happened.
I was shopping and all our phones went off at the same
Right,
time. I'm like,
yeah.
what's going on? But then I remembered. All right. And there's a look at the construction taking place here at Woodbine.
Oh
And we
yes,
have
a lovely shot of the scaffolding.
looks like a beautiful sunset though.
Yeah, well, you know, the last 3 days here in our province have been lovely, like lovely. If you didn't get a chance to finish up your, you know, putting your gardening to bed for the year and
look
all
at
that
that.
stuff, yeah,
I love
yeah,
skies
it
like
was
that.
absolutely lovely. Like even last night, you know, I was kind of thinking I should probably go to the barn now because I could maybe ride outside. Like the weather was still just beautiful.
Look at our crew upstairs giving us these nice visuals. Perfect.
Like
you know what, too?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like night racing, but this track's very pretty when the lights are on.
Yeah, Wednesday night used to be a lot of fun, right?
It's kind of cool. Okay, that does it for us for the pregame show. And when we come back, the horses have arrived inside the paddock area for race number 1.